M0FXB Hamtech, welcome to my channel. On the wall here, we have an Allstar node. So effectively, this Bofeng 888, which used to look like this, yeah, is now hanging on the wall. It's been, disassembled. A couple of wires, or 3 wires, by the looks of, or maybe 4 wires have been attached to a Raspberry Pi and a CM108 sound card. These items here, you don't actually need to. One is powering the radio at 4 volts. The bottom one is powering the Raspberry Pi. And to connect to a Raspberry Pi, you just literally plug into the outer red one and go in, miss one, then the blue one there is your earth, okay, or ground. So this is what we're seeing here. And then the power that's going to these 2 buck converters is just a cigarette lighter adapter, 12 volts going in, and you adjust the power with these 2 little gold screws just here. And when you twist those gold screws, you can lower the voltage and just use an amp meter to check your voltage. Now, a couple of things you've got to do is dismantle the 888, which is pull off the buttons, undo the copper reels. There's 1, 2, 3. You've got a couple of screws on the other side, and then it just lifts out. You pull off the microphone, which went about here. Twist off the LED there. Then you add, I'll try and zoom in more, get some more light on this. You add, just trying to get some decent light here, quite hard to do. So basically you add a 10k resistor here to the outer, zoom in, the outer solder point, which is the 3rd one along from the top, which goes to the 10k into the yellow wire, which goes on the sound card. We'll look closer at the sound card in a minute. Then you've got the red wire, which is your microphone. That goes pretty much opposite this speaker connector here, 3.5 jack here. Just see it there, to the right hand side of the 3rd, see, let's go by dots, 3rd dot up to the right, and that's where you connect the microphone, just there, it's actually nearer the outside. Then you've got, the rest is, these black ones are just for grounding. So the more grounding that you have, and even this screwdriver here is acting as grounding on the case for now, whilst we make the video. Then you don't get that whiny sound. If you're listening to nodes and there's a whiny sound, it means really, they need to go back to this stage, and they need to start adding more earth wires, and that will get rid of the whiny sound. Just looking at the buck converter, you'll see that they are marked plus and minus. So you've got your in, then your out, and then this side of the out of the screw here is where you can adjust. Okay, that's very straightforward, that part. Now see the white wire, they call it the COS wire, which is the 2nd one in on the CM108. That's soldered on the underside. I'll show you where that goes. And really on that side of the board, it's the only thing you do. So with the board turned round, you just solder the white wire here. Just remember your 3.5 jack is here, and the white wire is here. You can see your speaker wire goes to this 10k resistor, and I count these 5 from the bottom or 5 from the top here. You've got like a row of solders there. So 5 from the top or the bottom. You've got your earth as just there by the black 2.5 jack. And that's all your cables there. Now let's look at the fob, because that's probably the hardest, and well, there is a simpler way of doing it nowadays, but that's one of the harder things to do. So move this wire out of the way, and when the device is finished, the shorter the wires the better. But you've got a 1k resistor here that is just joining the first 2 here. So you imagine you've got 3, 6, 9, 12. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So 11 and 12 are joined here with the 1K, and the track has been cut. There's a track there that's been cut. You cut right through it. Go right up to that hole if you want. It'll be fine. Then you add this yellow wire that's going to go to the 10K resistor on the radio. Just here. Yellow wire there. Red wire, which you solder just here. And so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 goes to that red one there. There is a very fine, this is probably quite the fiddly bit, fine wire that goes from that, it has to be an insulated wire, that goes to, if you look at the, zoom in here again. Not the clearest, but I think you'll see it. I might show you another image actually. We move this out the way and down. It actually goes from number 7 to the very left little prong that's sticking out of this CPU. And then there's another one that goes from the top prong here over the top to, and then it goes to remove a couple of components. There's a square capacitor there that's been removed just here, and I will show you that closer up. And there's 2 components that have been removed just here and here. Let's show you a close-up of that. Now this website called Allstar Setup shows a good photograph. So you remove this component, and they are actually called R6 and R7. Just remove them completely. Remove, see this one here, that's been removed from here. There was one there. Just remove it completely. Run your cable from here, fine cable, yeah, I think it's 30 gauge, to that one there. These are for LEDs, these 2, so they're not super important, these 2, this blue one here and here, so I'm not really that bothered. I've used thin gauge wire to go here and here. Then you've got the black cable there, the white, keep them the same colours, and the yellow, it's mic, speaker. Now here is your 1K resistor. Now this one's got the sort of flat type, but you can use, you know, one that looks like this. So there's an overview. I'll put a link for the Allstar Setup for you. You can see it's working fine now. When it turns on, it will shout out the IP address. Now, another big part of this job, and I have got a video doing it, is there's an SD card that's running HAMVOIP, or the Allstar system, yeah, which has an image on it that's running everything, and you do need to register an Allstar number, and when you do the setup process, that needs to go in with your call sign. Yes, you have to have a Hamradio license. HAMVOIP's got the image for you. I always just choose the top one. You download it and burn it onto an SD card with BALENA, ETCHER or Win32, and then go to the Allstar site, allstarlink.org. Log in, register, and get yourself a number. It's free, but you will have to send in a copy of your license, or, you know, like an email. You use PUTTY to configure items, and also WNSCP. Yeah, it's quite a learning curve. So there's WNSCP.net. But at the end of it, you get the satisfaction and all the learning of running your own Allstar node. Put it into a nice box with some LEDs. Here's one that's made by Bill on eBay. Same thing, but all compacted into a nice neat package. If you buy these, they're about £150. If you made your own, about 70, I would say. We got the classic model by G7RPG, the micro hub, as well. That comes with a unique control panel. G7RPG@hotmail.com. So yeah, it's fun making and building and just learning. Bye for now.